Hi everybody, Mary Grace Lewandowski here for our monthly webinar slash, what are we doing now, Deb? The YouTube training, whatever works. I do the talking, she does the taping. Thank goodness for Deb Danielson. Thanks everybody for listening. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to be all over the place tonight. I have a little bit of smorgasbord of training for you because I couldn't decide which was the most important. And as with everything, I think the most important thing that we bring to our job is enthusiasm, creativity, and delight. And one of the things I'm really delighted about is we are in our CEO weeks, the last 2 weeks of the year. And Scott, seriously, I mean, he really cares and loves all of the people in this company. He is so dedicated to his mom and what she and her dad built, and he wants to carry it on. And it's really rare that we get to honor somebody like that. And he truly does pay attention and believe that whatever sales we bring in these last 2 weeks are for him. And it means a lot to me if we make the most of it. Now, it probably also means a lot to you to make a lot of the last 2 weeks because you'll make a lot of money. I know a lot of you are working on just putting a big bow on your Paris trip or finishing up what you need to do for your next promotion or for your Mercedes car bonus, or maybe you just want to make some extra Christmas money, which would be nice. But because I have become the face of the Go-Giver, so believe in that, I want to entice you to use another program in order to increase your sales so that everybody wins in the next 2 weeks. And that would be the Hope Necklace. The Hope Necklace is one of the customer specials that we can offer for the next 2 weeks. Basically, it's, as you know, with a $30 purchase that somebody can buy a $14 Hope Love necklace. And 90% of that 14, is it 14 or 15, Deb? Is it 50? 90% of that 14 goes back to research for cancer. 90%. You would think I could do that in my head, but, well, $1.40 is 10%, right? So all the rest goes to cancer. So that's an amazing return. It's basically like Scott's paying full out for every necklace that's sold, okay? So that's a good deal. The way that we have decided is the best way to sell them because it's too complicated to try to collect orders for the Hope Love necklace. I'm just saying, but first you have to do a $30 purchase. So ideally, the way that we think you should do it, or is a really smart way to do it, is to base it on $45. Just say, for $45, you get the Hope and Love necklace, and you also get a $30 gift card towards Park Lane purchases. I think that is absolutely brilliant because it sounds like we're just throwing in the $30 gift card when they buy the Hope Love necklace, all right? So what we want to do, or what you want to do that can really make a difference in your business in the next 2 weeks, as well as make a difference for kids with cancer, is I am challenging you to go out and get people to collect 10 Hope and Love necklace orders, okay? And I actually have a letter here that we're going to post on the Facebook page for you to look at, but you could even send it to someone. It could say, or take it into them. Thank you for collecting orders. The most exciting part about you collecting these orders is that 90% of sales from the Hope necklace will be donated to children's cancer research. The next best thing is how much free jewelry you receive for collecting 10 orders. Here's how it works. Collect 10 orders and you will get to choose $400 in jewelry. You pay only tax and shipping. When you're encouraging one friend to also collect 10 orders, I will add $100 to your shopping credit, and you will also get one of our exclusive booking rings for free. That's $200 more in jewelry when your friend collects orders too. Okay, back up. We're reps, right? You get it? They're just throwing in the HRC there, and right now it's a 3 booking ring with a $300 net order, okay? Collect your 10 orders by blank, and you will also get to pick 2 of our Hostess Thank You gifts, valued from $69 to $139 for only $15 each. Add the value of all those rewards and you have over $800 in jewelry for only $30 plus tax and shipping for simply collecting 10 orders, all while helping raise money for children's cancer research. So that is really powerful stuff, you guys, especially during the month of October, which is pretty much known as Cancer Month, okay? So the benefit to you, I don't even think I have to go over the benefits. They're tremendous. With 10 $30 orders, 10 Hope Love necklace order, I keep saying Hope Love, Hope necklace orders. With 10 of them, a fashion director is going to make $900 profit. An area manager is going to make $1,200. A division manager is going to make $1,350, and a senior division above is going to make $1,500 in profit. So it's a phenomenal win-win-win for everybody. How can you get out there and do this? I mean, most people care. People care. So if you know anybody who's been touched by cancer, especially children's cancer, obviously those are go-to people. But also you can go in and hand people the flyers. Stop into salons and hand them a pile of flyers. Sometimes there's enough people right in there getting their hair cut at that time that they'll all go, I'll take one, I'll take one. How powerful is that? Have you ever been to the add-on sale like at Walmart or the grocery store? I do it all the time. Walgreens, when they say, would you like to spend an extra $5 for kids with cancer today? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, sure. Okay, so that kind of thing. Stop by hospitals and actually speak to the PR people. Ask and see if you could go to the actual nurses' stations. Google medical clinics, hospice care, children's clinics, anything like that where you can run in. Stop by small businesses and ask if they'd like to partake in this cause. They can use all the free jewelry they receive as Christmas gifts. So we're all always being asked to do things like this. And continually being asked to do things like this. Do you agree? But has anybody ever asked you or given you hundreds of dollars in return in product for doing something like this? No, normally we're just doing it out of the goodness of our heart when we donate or buy. So how cool is it that they also can do their Christmas shopping for free? You know what would really be fun? This idea just came to my head, and that's how it happens, isn't it? Is if you did go to the children's clinic or get in touch with one of the crisis centers or places that you know are dedicated to kids with cancer, that you could say the free jewelry could go to the children to give to their moms or their nurses for Christmas. So lots of really neat ideas that we could really help this take off, and we've got these 2 weeks to do it. So I challenge you to take these letters or to go in and make this happen with at least 5 different people tomorrow, right after you read this, at least 5 different people. Okay, so I hope that kind of got you thinking, because now I'm going to go back to my book that I've been training on or trained on last month. Got a lot of positive feedback from this book, and I'm like, you know, I read a lot of books on leadership. I go to a lot of seminars, and this is actually just called the Sales Bible. It's by Jeffrey Gitomer, G-O-T-O-M-E-R, the ultimate sales resource. I've been enjoying reading it and rereading it and all that good stuff, and I love to help it apply to Park Lane, and I hope you will do the same. One of the things that he says in his book that I reread today was that people are not born salespeople. Sales can be learned, just like any other kind of scientific formula. So when you go, I'm not a salesperson, or people say that, that's not true. If you want to be a salesperson, you can be a salesperson, because sales is really about giving and learning. And it's really about building relationships. And we've talked about that before. If you've been in my presence, you've heard me say it before. It's about building relationships. That's all it is. People want to buy from their friends. And sometimes it takes a little bit more patience to build a relationship, but it's going to come back to you 1,000-fold. One thing that Jeffrey Gitomer has in this book is he said, if you sell drill bits, you don't really sell drill bits. What you sell is the smoother hole. If you sell cars, you don't really sell cars. What you sell is the status, the prestige, and the smooth ride of the new car. So do we really sell jewelry? No, we don't sell jewelry. What we sell is how people are going to feel when they put our jewelry on. What we sell is how people are going to feel when they're able to give jewelry of our quality to people for gifts. We sell the feeling and all the emotion that goes with jewelry. We sell the experience of having a Park Lane get-together that is different from any other, because it's like a little mini fashion show or a little style tip session, okay? We don't sell jewelry. We sell the feelings and everything else that goes along with it. So I'm going to ask you right now, right in front of you on a piece of paper, who wants jewelry? Who would want jewelry and why? Start brainstorming with yourself. What people at this time of year would want jewelry? And it's going to be an endless list. Let's face it. You're going to start writing and you're going to come up with all kinds of people that would want jewelry. And more importantly, why? They might not even know why they want jewelry, but you know why they want jewelry. Why do they want jewelry? Okay? Do teenage boys know that they want jewelry? No, not until we get to them and say, You know, you really want to do something special? Everybody brings a corsage to prom. What if you brought a necklace, you know? Does a man know that he needs to buy jewelry right now? No, but if we remind him that Christmas is coming up and that we're here to help him and are willing to go in and sell it to him and wrap it and bring it back, yeah, then he's going to realize that we're not just selling jewelry, we're selling convenience, and we're selling an experience, okay? The other question we ask ourselves is, who needs money and why? Because we don't only sell a product, we also sell a job in our particular business. So who needs money and why? And how can you help them? Make a list of those people. I sometimes think that we're crippled by our own inactivity. Like, we can't think of where to go next. So who needs money and why? I'm going to give you a couple ideas, and nothing is outlandish, truly. You might think, well, if that sounds dumb, and it probably is a little bit dumb, but this is how I come up with different things, and I just want to challenge you to do this day by day. So I got thinking as I was working on this training, I'm like, okay, what's coming up? Halloween. And I thought, later tonight, I'm going to post on my Facebook page, what are you being for Halloween? I'm going to pick one of you and send you a piece of jewelry that will enhance your Halloween costume. Okay? Just got me thinking. All right? It's going to give me some kind of Facebook advertising, and it's going to get people to communicate with me. All right? Thanksgiving. I tell you, a group of the gals that I work with and I came up with this. We haven't put it into play just yet, but we're going to. Is we thought, what goes with Thanksgiving? I mean, there's the obvious answers that people lots of times get dressed up on Thanksgiving and wear jewelry, but we more focused on, we're giving thanks and we're giving. Okay, so in the season of Thanksgiving, what would make sense? And we said giving would make sense in the season of Thanksgiving. So then we started to think about charities. And then we started to think about, why would we even have to pick one charity? And we came up with what I think is a really brilliant idea. We'll have to let you know how it goes. But we decided that we're going to get just a small room, and there's just a few of us doing it because we're test marketing it, but I still encourage you to do this. And we're going to just have maybe 10 tables, and we're going to have a different charity at every table. And we're going to reach out to connectors that we know are connected. It's first come, first serve. And they just bring 10 people for their charity to that table. And then we're going to make it a night of fun, but we're going to sell jewelry. And we're going to give back our profit. So we did it among our little group of people because this little group of people knew that they were willing to give back their profit checks, okay? So with the 10 people at my table, if we sell $1,000 worth of jewelry, I'm going to be able to write a check to their cause for $500, okay? So and then we're going to do something like where they get additional money for every booking, all right? So it's going to bring in people that we haven't met before, but more importantly, what it's going to do is it's going to have all of these different people learn about Park Lane and how good we are, and what a neat thing we do for others and what we're willing to do. And then we thought, depending on how it goes, and I'll keep you posted, that we're going to burgeon from there, and we're going to say, now look around you, we have 100 people in this room, 10 people from 10 different charities. What if all 100 were for your charity? And then we're going to be able to set up different events where we will get them to basically be in charge of getting all the people there. How cool would that be? So that we are able to market Park Lane to a whole nother, what am I trying to say? Milled area, places that people had never heard of Park Lane, but they're going to come for the charity. Okay, so that's kind of how you get thinking about building relationships. One of the things that Jeffrey Gitomer says in his book is that every salesperson has to have a wow. What is your wow factor? What makes you stand out from other people? And if you haven't done anything yet, what can you do tomorrow? Okay, so I'm going to give you just a little bit of idea of how I take this, okay? So my assistant, Carrie McCarty, was here last Wednesday, and she goes, Mary Grace, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. We got to go over this again. You had 4 cancellations in 2 weeks, and, invitations were out, whatever. And she's just like, I don't know what else to do. And I go, well, I know what to do. I said, invitations weren't all out. I'm going to backtrack there. I go, if the invitations aren't out, if we've reached out to them 3 different times and you still haven't heard from them, I said, make sure that you communicate that to me because I can double book that date because, worst case scenario, I have 2 shows in one day, I can give one away. So she said, okay. And I turned around to go back to my desk, and I turned back around to her, and I said, I know what you can do for me. And she said, what? And I go, every time that you take one of these calls and somebody says that they're sick or somebody just died or they're having a hard time, I go, would you send them a card? Would you just get out and send them a card and tell them that we're thinking of them? And I said, even like a little cherish bracelet or something if it is appropriate for whatever is going on. And she said, sure. And that's all I can think of, that I'm like, so instead of being like upset or angry or that they're putting me out, that I somehow can still build a relationship with them so that they're not a lost cause forever. And if nothing else, I'll feel good about that. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I say the wow factor. Like, what do you do to make yourself stand out so that people talk about you? Tammy Christensen and I had a really long call today, and we were talking about some of the different things that I've done along the way that I hope create a wow factor, because then people, you don't understand, or you won't. I'm telling you that when you do nice things for people, they talk about it, and you can't be doing it for that reason. Like, if you send this letter to this lady that canceled because her dog died, you can't be mad if you never hear from her again. You have to just let it go. But very often, I've found out that a residual impact is that they do start to talk about you, and they do, and it is just a nicer way to be, right? Okay. So here's another line that I love. I told you I was going to be all over the place, but I love this from Jeffrey Gitomer. He said, you can earn a commission doing a sale, but you can earn a fortune building friendships and relationships. You can earn a commission doing a sale, but you can earn a fortune building sales and relationships. If you make a sale, you'll earn a commission. But if you make a friend, you'll earn a fortune, and your best new prospects are your present customers. And this really made me think, you guys, because, you know, we're all about newness, all about newness. In fact, I have a lot of repeat customers. I was thinking about this when I was reading this, but I think I've almost got them to where they want to take turns sharing the wealth. So I might see the same group of people, but I don't necessarily always only see the same hostess, if that makes sense. And what he's saying here, hopefully you'll see what I'm saying, is because when your present customers recommend you to others, that is so much more powerful than going out and making cold calls to get new customers. And he really made me think, because I thought, am I making the most of the present customers that I have right now? And now, if you just put up with me, I'm gonna read for you what he has here, okay? Consider these 10 assets already in your favor, because it may interest you to know that you have hundreds of hot prospects you're not paying attention to. They're your present customers. Okay, so here's the assets. Number 1, they know you. Number 2, they like you. Number 3, you've already established rapport with them. Number 4, you have confidence and trust built with them. Number 5, you have a history of delivery, hopefully. Number 6, they respect you. Number 7, they use and like your product or service. Number 8, they will return your call. Number 9, they will be more receptive to your presentation and what you're offering. Number 10, they have credit and have paid you in the past, so you know they're going to pay you. And then he has a 10.5. They don't have to be sold. They will buy. So this really got me thinking, and I kind of put it into Park Lane world, and I thought one thing where we're really hitting it with this is our hostess appreciations. So what I love to do is, well, I just started it, and wherever you are, you can do it in your area, but once a month, I will team with one of the groups here locally, and I will have them bring their hostesses to me so that I can thank them for the business that they've already given us. And to some people, they might feel like, okay, well, but we already have them. But what's really interesting about it is the first thing I do is like, will you promise you'll have another showing someday? And they always do. And I thank them, and I let them know how much they've done for us. And I talked to them about the referral process, how we'll give them $100 worth of free jewelry if they ever refer someone back to us. And I thought, okay, good. We're already doing some of this, all right? But it really made me think on how much I wasn't doing because I could do so much more with my present customers. So think about this. You're a farmer. You decide to milk your neighbor's cows instead of your own. You walk by your barn and your cows are full of milk. Their udders are so full they're begging for a set of hands, but you pass them by and head for your neighbors in search of milk. Here's a clue. It's the same in sales. Why would you go out and cold call a prospect when your present customer base is ready to be milked? They're waiting for you, dripping with business. I don't think you could ask for more than that. It beats a cold call by 1,000 to 1. So here's some ideas to get your present customers to buy more. And I'm going to ask you to think here because I didn't really have time to pull it all together. So some of what I've said is just going to come out of my mouth as I'm reading this. Sell them something new. People love to buy new things. Your enthusiasm will set the tone. Create excitement about how your new product will be exactly what will serve them better or produce more. Sell the sizzle. Sell appointments. Then let them buy. So, what this is reminding me to do or making me think is like, oh my gosh, Lisa, I know you love our jewelry. I am so excited because last time you got that wrap bracelet in whatever color. Now we have the hip hipster, which is really cool from the E-line. I'd love to show it to you. Why don't you bring a few friends and I'll bring it on over to show you. Okay, something like that. Sell them something new. Number 2, sell them an upgrade or an enhancement. Bigger, better, faster. Well, you have to remember this guy's writing this book for all kinds of salespeople, so he might be thinking kind of printers or machinery or whatever, but we still have upgrades and enhancements. If we had the necklace before and then we suddenly get the earrings, you know how often that happens, or if we all of a sudden can say, oh my gosh, we just came out with this bracelet that's going to go with everything that you have, that's selling an enhancement. Sell them more of the same in a different place. Look for other uses, other departments, growth or expansion of the customer's company, or replacement due to wear and tear. This reminds me of sell them more of the same in a different place. This reminds me of one of the most brilliant ideas, and you guys, this is the time of year to do it. Shirley Elwine, she's been one of the top salespeople in Park Lane over and over and over again. And she said that every year before Christmas, she calls some of her best groups and she says, let's have a get-together. Bring me anything that isn't totally perfect. I want to make sure you're sparkling for the Christmas holidays. I want to make sure that all your jewelry looks perfect when you go out into the world this holiday season. So she actually has it almost like a return party. How brilliant is that? But then she also, of course, shows them all the new things and they get more. So I think that is absolutely a brilliant, perfect, wow, sizzle kind of thing. Sell them additional products and services. Our company sells multiple products and often varied services, but very few of your customers carry your full line. So they'll say things like, oh, I didn't know you sold that. Well, how does that apply to Park Lane? Kind of just maybe to use it for a different reason. So if you had the same customers, you have these customers that you've had all along. Honestly, have you ever sold through their husbands? Okay, so it's kind of like, you go to these customers that you already have a relationship for and you say, I want to test market something. I want to try it for the men for Christmas time. What if we had a get together? You girls give me a wish list and then leave. And then let the men come in. Something like that. I just did that off the top of my head, so you can tweak it however you want. Get your customers to meet you for lunch. If you can get a customer out of their office environment, you can often uncover more opportunities for them to buy. This made me think, because when's the last time you took a customer to lunch? Ever? Wouldn't that be pretty much of a wow factor if you invited one of your connectors to lunch and then during that time we're able to talk to her about some of these ideas, collecting 10 orders for American Cancer, being able to get together the men and try something like that, or just going in there with a thank you and absolutely no other purpose. It's certainly going to help you build a friendship and a relationship. Get them to give you 1 referral a month. This is the true report card on the job your product or service has done in performing for your customers, as well as a report card on your ability to gain enough buyer confidence that they will refer you to a friend or a business associate. And this really, I'm going to really think about this one. Because if all of my customers gave me 1 referral a month, we would have more business than we know what to do with in this group. 1 referral a month. And if I was just reminding them to give me 1 referral a month so that I could give them $100 worth of free jewelry every month, that would be pretty powerful stuff. Really powerful stuff. And we have, it might be 50 though, is it 50? The referral. Oh, that's for signing someone up. But the 100 could be the HRCs or whatever. I keep looking at Deb. I need positive reinforcement. So 1 referral a month. And then give them 1 referral a month. Getting your customer business will create new thought patterns in the way they perceive you. If you get them business, they will find new ways and new people to do the same for you. And this, I can tell you hands down, is really, really powerful. If I've ever said, how can I help you? What kind of people are you looking, to associate with? I get my husband in on the act. My husband has offered, been able to interview some of the people that I meet at my shows. Like if their husbands are out of work, he's been able to interview them or set them up in an industry that he's familiar with. We've been able to call them with ideas. I've been able to send people magazine articles about something that might be important to them. Obviously if somebody sells another product, I'm able to call them with business. I always buy from everybody. I always trade shows with everybody in one way or another. And that's really kind of the same thing that you're doing right there, is referring them to others. If you can't call on your present customers, or if you come up with some lame excuse like I've sold them everything I can sell them, what it really means is you've failed to establish enough rapport with the customer, you've probably not followed up very well or at all after the sale. Are you going to own that? Because I am. I've definitely not done a good enough job with very many of my customers. Your customer has some problem and you're reluctant to call and open that can of worms. Way better if you call them than if they call you. You're in need of more sales and creativity training, or you've not developed a proper relationship with your customer. Most salespeople think that unless they are calling a customer to sell something, it's a wasted call. Nothing could be farther from the truth. He said he's amazed at the salespeople who make a sale and move on to the next prospect. I challenge you to carefully and honestly look at your customer list. I'll bet there are hundreds of opportunities to sell something. So that's exactly what I'm asking you guys to do, is to take a look at your present customer list. If you're watching this video and you've only done 1 show, you probably have at least 2 customers that you could absolutely shower with good stuff. And so much so that you won't have time to do it for all your customers in the future, but you could really use those 2 customers as an experiment on how to begin to build relationships and get referrals. So I think that's where I'm going to close it, Deb. I just really wanted to give you some ideas and some enthusiasm. And after you watch this video, you're going to be able to make some lists of the type of people who buy jewelry. Be creative. Good luck with the Hope Necklace campaign for the next 2 weeks. And remember to go through your present customer list and treat them well, because they are your future for future prospects as well. Thanks, everybody.